Come back on the regular or liking the content, let me know by hitting that like and subscribe button. Right into the video. Playing prowess can help them win in both hard points. S&D is still pretty solid. They went 2-1 over the weekend on S&D, and they beat them 6-1, and they lost 6-1. So it's kind of like one of them weird series. So I think their S&D's still really solid, and I don't think Boston's is that solid yet, especially with Asim just coming into the lineup for week 2. But I think Control, they're a very solid team, so I think that's why they're going to take it. We'll get into Minnesota versus Texas. I got Optic Texas at a 3-1. I think Minnesota could take a hard point right away, or the search. Optic search is getting better, but I still don't think it's like top notch yet. So that's something they're gonna have to keep improving on. And Minnesota has shown promise to be a top 4 or 5 competing for that top 5 team in the league. And if Big Wake shows me something here, he might cover himself, not be on the hot seat to be getting dropped. It's not really that hot, but it's warm right now because he could change. He's the one they're going to drop. So it's one of them. It's like if he picks it up, that team's going to be really good. So I'm excited for him. I want him to pick it up. But with that, I think Texas Optic, their slaying prowess is just too strong for Minnesota to keep up with. And then we'll get into the late match that night. Miami versus Las Vegas Legion. I have 3-2 Miami. I think Miami takes the search, control, and the last search. I thought they might have took one of the hard points like map 4, but I think Vegas is slaying prowess and Miami's just head bash. I think Vegas will just line him up, and I think with Purge on the sub, he's going to be really good. So that's why I think Miami's going to Neslo this, being a 3-2. Even though Vegas won, they beat LAG, and LAG only beat them in the search. The control still did not look great out of Vegas, so that's the tooth. That's why I'm not really looking forward to it, them winning them two. So I think Miami wins this series. As we get into Las Vegas Saturday, Legion play again versus Toronto, and lose to Vegas here. I don't think it's good enough to even compete with the top team. Like really can start stepping up and beating them. One-off like Boston series. I mean, it's hard to take maps off them. Versus Optic 3-0. I think this match will be a really good match for Optic to really work on their map pool here, because that's one thing against these lower teams that they need to do. They need to play the weaker maps so they can get better and get up team can go to that map and be confident in it. So that's one thing to really look for within Optic's map. Kind of what they're gonna go for. And then we have Miami versus LAT. LAT did not look great besides on the control against Optic, but they're playing Optic, so it's like one of them. But you'd like to see a little bit more glimmer and hope. Miami, I want to believe Miami a lot. Like, I hope. I have them at a 3-1. I just think they did just sign Real. So that's something they can bring on. So that's another sub they can bring. He was on Carolina doing all right. Hardpoint he was doing really good at. So that's something they could bring on if like Eric or Metals or Vickle even starts to struggle again. Uh, they can bring two real on to come in play for them. So that's just someone on the bench to keep them like, hey, like we can replace you. So none of them really get too big headed. We'll go into Seattle versus Carolina. Uh, Seattle, their control is pitiful. Them and Carolina are about in the same place with getting kills. They just struggle at getting kills throughout the map. So this map is going to be very low kills. I think Clay will probably fry. See if Arcides really steps up. I think Arcides could step up this match, but I just don't see it right now with Seattle. Until they prove to me they can like even be formidable, they're going to be down there. Then we get into Minnesota versus Boston. I have Minnesota in a 3-2. Boston plays most teams pretty tough, so I have them winning. I have them, well, Boston losing in a 3-2 fashion. I think Minnesota takes the hard point, first map, second map, then Boston takes third and fourth, and then Minnesota's winning. And so that see if they're better than New York or in Boston to really take place of like where they're at in like the 4, 5, 6, 7 category around there. So that'll be exciting to see them take place because they play all the mid-pack teams this series. And we'll get to the final match where we this is New York. This is really going to put up if New York can fight with the top dogs. Now, they did lose out first. They did go top 12 at the major, but they look solid during online, and then now this online, they are slaying out, but the teamwork is not there. So that's the one thing when they dropped Priesta and picked up Sib. That's the one thing I worry about is that Priesta is more of a glue guy, team guy, and Sib is more of a I'm gonna go get kills guy, which that's on Seattle. Him and Pred's whole job was to get kills. It was Mac and accuracy. They need to sit hill time. Pred and Sib, you go fry and get kills. So that's one of them. It's just one of his play styles he has to kind of help with. Kismet's been looking great. Sky's been looking great. Hydra's been looking great. But it's just one of them. They need to be more objective based and really look at them. And hopefully this series they can do that and kind of come out and show. Now, I hope New York does great, but I have Atlanta out and takes a like hard point 1 or first hard point, loses in search, loses in control, and then they'll end up losing map 4 if it goes the way. But basically like a little less version of FaZe, where FaZe, and when they get to the finals, their communication goes down and all that. So I think they're just like FaZe, and New York has a miscommunication problem where when it gets deep, when it gets tight in the match, they just break down. They don't know what and they just freeze. Work on, and I hope they get that figured out throughout this match, and I hope they do great, but I just have them losing in a 3-1. And down in the comments, let me know your guys' prediction down below. And if you guys want to keep seeing this CDL content, let me know. Go to the description, get in that Discord. We have a whole Discord server now. I'm hoping to get more active on that Discord server, and for me to be more active, I want to see you guys on there. I want to be active with you guys, playing open lobbies, streaming. Let me know down below what you guys also want, and I'll see you guys in the next video.